A lot of times when you search on the internet about how to get over a heartbreak, most of the advices are usually for people who are very, very broken, people who are very, very depressed and very, very sad, or people who did not have discipline in their life. This is not throwing shade. I'm just talking about how it's very normal that when you fall in love with someone or when you're in a relationship with someone, your lives kind of mesh with each other and you can kind of lose your sense of individuality. This doesn't really happen in healthy relationships, but I'm just talking about the kind of advice that I see online about how to get over a heartbreak. It's usually very generic about, get busy, work out, eat right, join classes, get new hobbies, go to therapy, rant, scream, cry. But I've realized there's no advice that is usually set for people who've been actually working on themselves, people who have kept their individuality, they're very busy, they love themselves, they're happy generally, but they're going through heartbreak. I've not noticed advices for like that. And I'm not sure if the advice is the same. Well, of course, all of these things apply whether you are healed, or just starting out. But I want today to talk to the kind of people who are like me. And I say like me because I'm currently going through heartbreak and I want to share some of the tips that have kept me afloat, because this heartbreak, unlike others, has been very different in that I've still been able to catch patches of happiness. I still remain very grateful. I've been able to maintain my lifestyle, my life. I'm still happy. I don't feel much of a difference between when I was with him and now. The only difference is that he's not in my life anymore. But other than that, everything else has been running really smoothly. But guess what? I'm still heartbroken. So let's talk about it. See, the thing is, I already really love myself and I'm very, very disciplined. I always do the things that I say that I'll do. For example, I eat well, I sleep well, I rest enough, I make my own money, I take care of myself. I do everything that I need to, things that I'm supposed to. I have a very amazing, happy life. I take care of myself, like I said, I work out. So there's nothing out of the ordinary that I will be doing while I'm heartbroken and while I'm happy in a relationship, because my life doesn't change that much except for the aspect that this man is not in my life anymore. So the truth is, with my last relationship, I did ignore the red flags. I saw them and I was like, and this is because I wasn't sure I wanted this relationship to progress. But of course, the more you spend time with someone, the more attached you get. And definitely, even if you break up, whether you wanted to marry them or not, the pain and the breakup and the loss is still going to sting. So first of all, something that I did pretty early is I took accountability. I opened my eyes and I said, hey, hivi ndio mimi nimechangia kwa the deterioration of this relationship. Usually, in previous breakups, I'm usually quick to blame the other person. They didn't do this, they didn't show up like this, they were not reliable, blah, blah, blah. They abandoned me, they broke me, they used me, nope. This time, I took a step back and the first thought that came to my mind was, how did I contribute to the deterioration of this relationship? Because I did. I settled. I ignored things that I shouldn't have. I was not able to speak up for myself when I needed to. I was just flowing. And the reason I was flowing was because even how the relationship began was very flowy. It was very casual. There's nothing I wasn't expecting anything from this man, and I don't think they were expecting anything from me. So we were just building as we went. But I quickly realized that I should enter relationships with the goal in mind. I should already enter relationships knowing what exactly I want out of it, the goals I'm trying to achieve in it, and what I want to get out of it. I did not do that this time or ever. So that's something that I learned about myself. I took accountability, and taking out accountability doesn't mean that I did not show myself grace. I was very honest, very patient with myself, very kind, very forgiving as well. I sat with myself. I showed myself love. Actually, I treated myself out to all the things that I was craving and all the things that I needed. Nikajibaya, nikajitreat na. I just treated myself like a little girl who needs extra guidance, extra patience, and extra love. I was not mean to myself. I did not say any mean things about myself. Even when I was speaking about my ex-partner, because you need to rant, you need to open up and vent. when I was speaking about him, I was able to be very objective. I was not just focusing on the bad things or the things that he did not do or the ways he did not show up. I was able to acknowledge how beautiful the relationship was, all the things that he did for me, all the ways he made me feel special and loved, and all the ways he sacrificed and showed up for me, because that's something I also received. So I'm just able to be a better, kinder human being. That's one. See, that helps. It helps me treat myself really nicely. And it also helps me not villainize this other person, because now I'm not angry. I was hurt and disappointed, but as I'm healing, I'm not angry. Literally, I feel like I've released him, like I can forgive him. I don't know if I've forgiven him, but like, it's not weighing on my heart anymore. I'm not overthinking about it. I don't spend all my day thinking about what I should have done, what I didn't do, what he could have. Nah, 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 nah. I'm just grateful, healing, moving on, and happy. And remember, I said my program and things that I do for myself have not changed. I still showed up to work. I still show up for my clients. I still show up for my family and friends. I'm still very consistent. I still do everything I'm supposed to do while giving myself the space to mourn. I was very depressed for the first 2 weeks after the breakup. And I sat in bed and I cried a lot. I broke down so many times. As recently as this week, like 3 days ago, I broke down. But I'm very patient with myself and I'm very kind. And I'm realizing I'm not dwelling. Like, I have emotional moments where I'll cry and then I get better and I'm okay. So it's not like I'm spending all day ruminating on all the bad feelings. Actually, if I didn't have to record this podcast, I was having a really nice morning. I had even forgotten about it. But of course, when you care about someone, you in and out of it, you'll think about them. Yeah, so that's what I did. I also realized that I was needing external validation. While my life was full and I had my own life going on, parts of me were desperate for an emotional connection. I realized that I was seeking validation outside of myself, because there's moments where when he was not communicating, I would take it very personally. Actually, that's why we broke up. He was going through something probably, but he did not communicate. And because my boundaries are higher now and I'm way stricter, I refuse to allow myself to stay in a space where silent treatment or avoidance is going to be something that I accept in my relationship. So that's why I made the decision to just leave. It's not because we fought or because we hate each other, no. It's just because that's not my standard. And I'm deciding because I'm young, I'm hot. I don't want to spend these years waiting, hoping for someone to change. And something that made me make this decision also very fast is because this guy is almost 15 years older than me. So there's no way I'm starting to, as a girl in her 20s, I'm starting to teach a man how to communicate or how to show up or how, nah. I just saw the red flags. And when they finally hit me that, okay, this is enough of them, I was able to walk out of that situation immediately. But I'm realizing that I need to also work on my emotional regulation. I also need to show more grace. I also need to be more kind to the other person. It's not always the first thing you're thinking after a breakup, but it's something I'm learning as I go. So because of all these mistakes I've made and ignoring all these red flags, I'm learning how to forgive myself. To just treat myself like I'm a girl, to be kinder. To say, I did this and it's fine. Next time, I know better, I will do better. It's not a fight. It's not an argument. I don't have to go crazy about it. It's just, this is where we are at. This is what is happening and I will do better. So that's what's up. And also, I'm realizing in this generation, there's a lot of suppressing of emotions. It's like, oh, don't post that on Instagram. He's going to see and he's going to know you're bothered. Don't talk to people about it. He's going to hear and he'll know you're bothered. Well, then, yes, I'm bothered. I am bothered. I'm hurt, disappointed, angry. I'm in pain. My chest hurts. I'm in love. I miss him. I'm sad. I still care about him. I'm feeling all these things. So why would I act like I'm bothered? It just doesn't make sense to me. I've been allowing myself to communicate my emotions in the best way that I can, especially my heartbreak. I've spoken to the people I need to. I've opened up when I need to. If I need to say something, I've done it. I don't care if it gets to him or if he sees it or I don't care. These are my feelings. These are mine. And yes, I'm bothered. I don't want to exist in a situation where I can't even express myself emotionally because I'm so deathly afraid of the implications of that. So what? I'm hurting. It's fine. I don't care if people know I'm hurting or people know I'm going through a breakup. This is literally normal life. I come on here to share all the good things that happened to me. Why can't I have the space to share all the bad things that happened to me as well? I think I should be allowed the space to just be myself. Last week, I was so freaking depressed. And it really hurts, like when you're going through the pain and you see the other person is living their lives very, very normally. And you see, that's the thing. We're all putting up fonts. Maybe he isn't okay. Maybe he's also somewhere being very depressed. But we're so good at showing, like putting up a font and being so afraid to be emotionally vulnerable. I'm just so sick of it. So I'm not doing that anymore. If I'm hurt, you're going to know I'm hurt. If I'm sad, you're going to know I'm sad. And it's fine. It's fine. I've accepted myself. I love myself for who I am. It's fine. I have been able to express myself also through my work. You know, the best thing about being Roberta is that most of my work entails a lot of speaking and talking and expressing myself and asking questions. So I've been able to immerse myself and allow myself to be in a space where I can just share. Even through the interviews I'm doing, I can share. I can bring on people and ask them how they're dealing with stuff. I can talk about it on my podcast. I can write articles about it. Like immediately after I broke up with him, I wrote a really, really angry, mean article. Now when I read back, I'm like, do I really want to release this? It's so angry and mean. But then those are my true feelings. Whether I feel them now or I felt them 2 months ago, they're very valid. And I've decided I just want to keep expressing myself. I don't care if people say, all you do is say sad things. You know, it's fine. It's part of the human experience. And I want to be able to show all parts of me without fear. So I don't want to act like I'm okay anymore. I just want to talk about it and it's fine. Because of being patient with myself, I'm able to live a day at a time. I'm not overthinking, over planning, over expecting. I'm just taking the day as it comes. If I feel like breaking down in the morning, I will. If I feel like crying at work, I have been. If I feel like stepping away to cry, I have been. I'm not acting strong anymore. I'm just being myself. To be honest, the one thing that has helped me be able to do all these things is that immediately, even right before we broke up, I blocked him. I blocked him juu nilianza kuona ananibeba wana. You know, these things with communication, someone isn't speaking with you, but they're posting online. So I was like, okay, I don't want to see this bullshit. So I just blocked him. I blocked him on social media, blocked him anywhere. The reason I blocked him is definitely because I was bothered and pressed. And I needed a breather. I needed to also stop obsessively checking his stuff because I found myself all the time I touch my phone, I go and watch his stuff. I go and see, has he posted something? Has he said something? And sometimes I'd allude what he's talking about to, oh, he's talking about his ex. He's talking about other girls. He's talking about... It just got so tiring because that's not the kind of person I am. And I don't want someone to turn me into... I blocked him because I was falling into this hole where I kept checking his stuff. And I just realized this was not healthy. I was turning into a very anxious person because I was intentionally being denied love and affection and the duty of care. So I just decided, you know what, by the time inafika hapa, relationship tu imeisha. Yeah, I didn't even want closure. I didn't want to hear what they had to say. I didn't need answers anymore. I just knew that I never want to be in a situation where I feel like I'm not wanted or like I'm begging to be loved. And I just blocked him. And ever since that day, it made my life so much easier. No access. I don't see anything. I don't hear anything. Nobody talks about anything around me. I can move on and it's fine. So even now, it's been like a month, I've been able to unblock him now. But I needed to block him because I needed that. So now I've already regulated my emotional system. Now I don't need to check anything. I don't need to know anything. And I don't need to block him anymore. And that shows me that I had truly have let go. I'm able to stay super soft and kind while still feeling the anger. I'm not projecting on anyone. I'm not trying to hurt other people the way other people hurt people when they're hurt. And nimeacha blame games na tu decide to let go. I've had to learn these lessons the hard way. And I can say the part of me that has really grown is that I went from thinking I'm the victim in every situation to realizing it's this sort of learned helplessness where I don't take responsibility and charge of my life. And then I get stressed and sad when people do it for me and then now I'm losing. So I don't want to go through that anymore. I'm taking full responsibility. This means, unfortunately, I have to be way stricter. I have to look out for myself more. I just have to stand up for myself because that's the only way that I get to achieve the things that I want for myself. So this is just my short-term guide. This is what I've done so far. And it's been like has it been a month? It's been 3 weeks. I can say that while I'm still going through the motions, I'm definitely at a better place. I'm not somewhere sat moping around, crying, feeling sorry for myself. I'm still able to show up for myself, go out, do the things that I love to do without dwelling the way I would. Normally, heartbreaks would take me so long and like would put me down for so long. But now, listen, I'm not saying that you move on in a week. I'm just saying not dwelling is actually a gift. Like you feel your feelings as you move as opposed to staying stuck and being broken forever. I think everyone deserves to experience loving themselves in this kind of way and just feeling this kind of love. I don't know. And this is self-love. This is not a love anyone else can do. People can walk out of your life anytime. And listen, some breakups don't even have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be at he cheated, he lied, he nini. It's just, I don't feel good anymore in this situation. And that's enough of a reason. I questioned myself. There's so many things. I will write an article about this. So many more things will come out in the article. But the podcast is for healing and growing. It's not for bashing people. So at this point, let me call myself out. It is me who needed to do better. And now that I know this, I definitely will be doing better in my romantic relationships moving forward. Thank you so much for listening to me. Tell me if there's any more tips that you'd like to add on. These are the ones I could think right off the top of my head. And I think they are working for me. I mean, my life hasn't changed. I do feel pain, but like I haven't let this drown me or destroy me. If anything, I've let it allow me to just grow and learn better and do better and be a better human being while still being able to show love and grace and forgiveness to the other party and acknowledge that, it's not hate, it's not it's not really like, it's not like an intense emotion of like anger. It's just disappointment and hurt, and it's fine. I will be okay. Tell me if there's anything that you'd like to add on to by leaving me comments, and follow me everywhere on social media. My name is Roberta Bobby everywhere. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.